Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Quick and Slow Comedy Show, episode 211. Today we're joined by Howie Miller, a very funny comedian, also big-time movie star and television star. He's been in the comedy business for about 18 years, so you guys are going to get some great stories and some amazing tips for comics starting out. So stick around and enjoy that. Aaron, hit that music that I fucking hate.
Listen, this is Aaron. I had to stop the music because Nick won't shut up. The reason I'm stopping is to tell you that I'm alive and well, but there's somebody in my life who isn't. My brother-in-law, Dave, is going through one of the hardest times he's ever gone through. His liver is shutting down. He's lost a toe, and his body is swelling with fluid because his liver can't extract it. And unfortunately, he's not a candidate for a liver transplant, so he's going to die. And I'm not just telling you this to tell you this. I'm telling you this because in America, it's expensive to live, but it costs even more to die. And he's taken up quite a bit in medical costs. He's been in the ICU for months, and it's not looking good. I'm just asking if you could go to his website, gofundme.com/Dave Luedtke. I'm going to put it up on the website. If he could just pitch $10 or $20 and help his family, help my family, at least get through the expense of this difficult time, we would certainly appreciate it as much as I appreciate you guys being a part of our community. I'd love for you to be a part of theirs. Thank you so much, and on with the music. Enjoy Howie, everybody. He's a hoot.
Exactly. That's like saying, "Oh, I haven't seen Titanic yet. Don't tell me anything."
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, you're an idiot for one thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I won't tell you a thing then.
Yeah.
You're gonna love it.
You did Lloyd last night?
I did Lloydminster at the exhibition grounds.
Nice. I saw a photo of it. It looked packed.
Yeah, it was like 600 people, but apparently there was another show in town. This is twice.
Really?
I was in smaller communities. Camrose on Friday and Lloydminster on Saturday. And both of my shows, there was another comedian or comedians in town.
Jeez.
And they were like, posting sold out tonight. And I was like, because I posted mine, sold out tonight. It's going to be a great show. Because it's like, there's nothing like going from like a shitty little casino where there's like, maybe 100 people and they didn't pay to get in, so they're not that interested. They're invested in watching the comedy, but since they didn't pay, they're not invested that way.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Had their attention, good show. That's Camrose. But then the next night I'm in Lloyd with 600 people. There's just like this ocean of heads, and then the stage. It looks great, right?
Yeah.
So I took a picture of that, and I posted it and just make sure it goes up, and I'm flipping through while the opener's on, and I'm just... And then some other guy, Nelson Mayer, I think.
Nelson Mayer, yeah.
He's from Winnipeg. He posts another sold out show in Lloyd. I'm like, where are you?
He's opening for Don Bernstein.
Yeah, and I pieced it together because he said he was in Cold Lake last night. I'm doing private eye Facebook, whatever. creeping, I guess it's called.
Private eye Facebook.
Whatever. I'm like, okay,
you're a regular
he's here,
Columbo.
so he was here. Yeah, exactly. I'm the cheap PI guy. Yeah, no, I'll find who you're looking for. What's their name? Okay, they're not on Facebook. I can't help you.
Yeah, I give up.
But I'm keeping the deposit, though.
Fucking Mike Hammer keeping the gun in the freezer. That was a great show.
Yeah, that's one of those shows that's gone.
Yeah, there's none like that. During like the early 80s, there was like so many detective shows.
Then what was that? It was Mike Hammer.
Rockford Files. Columbo, of
where
course.
the actual move, the Rockford, comes from.
Yeah.
When you're going in reverse.
Yeah.
And slam and spin around and then drive forward. That's the Rockford.
Yeah. Back then, they still had stuff to invent.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Now it's like...
Yeah, now we're out of creativity.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Twitter. That's about it.
Yeah, really. Yeah. And it moves so fast, I don't know how to use Twitter or Instagram or now Pinterest.
Oh, fuck that. I'm not...
I have no... The only reason I added Pinterest
is
because... I think it was for Winnipeg Comedy Festival. They had some prize if you if you had all these apps or whatever the social media things, and if you advertised your show that night the best, you would get a cash reward. Like whoever did the most advertising and then the creative advertising, whatever. So I was like Instagramming pictures of like making bacon, but with a WP for Winnipeg. Like, look at this. I'm like, whatever. I don't know what I'm doing.
You're like, bacon marketing.
Yeah, bacon marketing. Everyone loves bacon. And then Pinterest, they said, because they give you this list, which you sign up for this contest, I guess it was.
Yeah.
It's like Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, of all things.
That's like isn't that a resume site?
Yeah, I don't even know, right? So I'm like, and then Pinterest, I'm like, well, what's Pinterest? So I add it. I sign up for it. I go through all the things, and I'm like, great, another freaking passcode I got to remember.
Yep, that's always bad.
And then I'm like, okay, like it, pin it. I'm like, pin what? Like, what am I pinning it to? And who sees it? And then what do I do with it? I'm mind boggled. I like, okay, is Winnipeg Comedy Festival not even in a pin? Whatever. I'm attached to it.
Yeah, I use Twitter. I've been trying to figure out Instagram.
All I do is take pictures and post them. And then it says comment. Okay, I'm here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty much it.
But the thing is, like, you can take a picture and post it on Twitter, and I'm like, why? What the hell is Instagram then? It's the same.
Well, exactly. It's like, do you want to post this on Facebook and Twitter? Well, why am I posting on Instagram? Why don't I just do that?
Why don't I post it on Facebook?
You're just taking care of the one for $3 deal. Okay, I get that, but all right, you're saving me time.
It's like a parasite of a fucking program at that point.
Yeah, of a parasite.
Yeah,
right?
Parasite of a parasite. It's just to eat up time.
In the hole in the bottom of the sea.
Exactly.
It goes on and on.
Yeah, and a pineapple in the bottom of the sea.
Who's at Expo this year that's big?
Norman Reddis is there.
Okay, well,
or
he was there last
2 weeks, or two years ago. 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he is. Mm-hmm. But usually they have a theme, though, don't they?
Your buddy that you hosted the Edmonton Expo, or you hosted his panel on special effects and makeup. Travis. I'm working on a project with him coming up really soon. And I just posted because I got in wardrobe and they put all these wigs on me and everything, and they have to do some prosthetics on me. I have to get shot, so they've got to do this cool bullet thing. So
nice.
I'm pretty excited about that.
Can you say what the project is? Not yet, or no?
If
you don't, I don't.
It's a confusing project. I play a character that's playing another character, and I also play another character.
Well, no, that's awesome. Is it a film?
Yeah, it's a short film, and it's a very dark comedy.
Awesome. Awesome. No, those and nowadays short films like that, they can be produced more less expensive, like inexpensively than in the past. Like when I was wanting to get into short films, it was like 1991 or 92 when I was at National Film Board. Oh, they had a native section, if you can believe it. They had the National Film Board, and then the native guys were over here at Studio One, and it was all Aboriginal people that wanted to get into writing and filmmaking, and there was editing courses, and they had an editing suite, and we had access.
So there was a nice little segregated area.
Yeah, a nice little segregated area over near the parking lot, the smoking section.
Yeah, smoking section.
Yeah,
you guys had a slot machine over there.
Exactly.
It was just
yeah. I love the government of Canada. It's awesome. But I had made a couple little video shorts, and it's so complicated dealing with the massive video camera at the time, which I dug up one of my videos like last year sometime and watched it, just how grainy it was, but this was the high definition of the time.
Yeah.
And like literally the camera on my phone is 1,000 times better.
It's changed so much.
And you can get the tripods for these things, the handheld things, the GoPros,
the selfie stick.
Yeah.
All
I was
shit.
just in Mexico, and everyone's snorkeling, everyone's walking up the ruins and everything, but everyone has selfie sticks.
Yeah, it's basically a Swiffer you tape your camera to.
Exactly, but they're all like, I'm like, okay, so are you programming it like to take pictures?
It's a lonely man's thing, because like in the day you'd do something and like you'd be wandering and you'd have to get a stranger to be like, hey, can you take a picture of me and my wife and not steal my camera?
Yeah, exactly.
So that was
don't tell me to go put my legs in the fountain and back up, and then you're gonna
run
off.
away. Yeah. So that's how it used to be, but now it's like they don't have friends, so they have a stick.
Yeah, that's their friend, is their stick.
Exactly.
I can go all of these places by myself as long as I have my stick.
It's, the downside of me opening for Chris Fran Jola is he's a handsome man. He's like a male model. He's absolutely beautiful. So like people always are coming up, and we're standing at the back, and they're like, "Hey, you guy that was on stage, can you take a picture of me and this pretty guy?" And I'm like, sure, why not?
Hey, first guy, can you take a? Don't even know your name. Don't care.
Yeah, they're like, "Hey, guy whose name is on his hat, who I already forgot his name." Come on.
Yeah, I've had that situation. I've been on stage with like Nigel Lawrence and Lachlan Patterson.
Lachlan
like the
Patterson.
same night too. Like they show up in Calgary, and it's like, what's like this is ridiculous. They're on either side of me, and people are taking pictures. It's like this is retarded. It's like the thing from Lord of the Rings, the two giant towers, and then this short dumpy dwarf in the middle. That's like I'll take their pictures because I'll just break your camera type thing. Ha ha. It's ridiculous.
No, it's it's upsetting. But who are you with in Lloyd?
Garrett Clack. Garrett Clack.
Clack.
Hi, Foomf.
Hi, Foomf. Yes. Australian Vancouver transplant.
I thought you were
comedian.
going to go transgender there.
Transgendered, no.
Transgender to Canada.
Yeah, he's a buddy, and he's going down to L.A. to join, do some Groundlings work.
Oh, yeah, Danny Marnell's heading down
Yeah,
there.
so he's gonna he's trying to make his way down there, and I had this gig, and they asked me like in June or something. Here's the gig. We want you to do it. And then later on, they said, "Could you bring? We want the show a little longer. Can you bring somebody?" And I was like, "Well, it's corporate." I'm like, "Yeah, okay. How many corporate comics do I know, and
None.
how much exactly?" So I know Garrett. He's I know him from a while, and he was in the area anyway. So he says, "Yeah, I can do it." So I'm like, "Great." And then he adds on himself. He adds on Camrose.
Yeah.
Like he phones me and says, "Oh, by the way, I hope you don't mind, but do you want to do the casino in Camrose the night before, just as a little add-on, a couple bucks?" I'm like, "Sure, why not? Camrose, it's there and back. Lloyd's is there and back, no problem." So we do Camrose, and after the show, who comes in? It's Matt Billen.
Oh,
He's
nice.
like, "Hey, Howie." I'm like, "You're in Camrose? What's going on?" "Yeah, I just did the theater." I'm like, "What the hell? How much comedy?" And then in Camrose, like in Edmonton, you can see it, or Calgary, you can see it. And then in Lloyd, it's this Nelson Mayer guy. He didn't come to the show. I didn't go to his show, but just seeing his post that he was in town.
I did the World Series of Comedy with him last year.
The World Series of Comedy.
World Series, that's the shirt I'm even wearing, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And where's that?
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yes, that's where it is.
Yep.
That rings a bell. Okay.
Yeah, that's good. It was fun. I got a little bit of work out of that, so it's a worthwhile endeavor.
Well, it is. Anything, if you have the gumption to do stuff like to go to Vegas or Seattle or any of these.
Yeah.
Even these ones where you've got to pay your registration fee to go down. You're still showcasing and you're doing it. If you have the means to do it, do it. You're making your network huge, right? You're making it better.
But I also think it's important not to just get into comedy right out the gates and I'm going to start showcasing before you have any idea what you're doing.
You have to feel it. You have to go.
Yeah.
You have to go when you're ready. You can't just go because I want to be in movies. No. No. That's not going to work.
Yeah, that's one thing too. I found when I was down there, all these comedians from California and stuff. I talked to them about comedy, and they don't give a shit. They just want to be in movies. They don't want to do comedy.
They're comedians, they're writers, they're waiters, and actors.
Yeah, and they want to be in movies. They are I do comedy so that I can get there. Yeah. And it's just their booster rocket. They're going to forget about it afterwards. And I fucking you're a pretty successful guy. You're all over the television. You're a big television star.
I try.
Yeah.
I try to keep it it's local, right?
Yeah.
I don't go to Toronto or Vancouver, and I've been very, very lucky, very fortunate not have to travel to do that because originally I had a younger family. Now my family's older, so I can go wherever I want.
Oh, that's how they work?
Yeah, they grow. If you water them. If you give them food and nutrients, they grow.
That's good.
And if you keep them out of jail, it's pretty cool.
That's a success right there.
Yeah, well, then they end up in Twilight. So that's how it works for everyone.
Exactly.
Actually, everyone. Everyone's kids can be in
You
Twilight.
water them and they're in
Noted.
Twilight.
Yep, exactly.
Noted.
They're going to be in the Twilight remake.
Exactly.
That'll be coming out in 2 years.
Yep.
But
yeah, no, it's nice to be able to be in a position where because I'm writing a lot for the television shows that I'm on, which is really I guess I don't know if I did it in a sneaky way, but the producers approached me and said, "Hey, we want you on a sketch show where you can write sketches." So I wrote sketches, and I'm not an idiot. Like every sketch I wrote, well, there's a large native man that's in the sketch, just so you know that, right? But all the other writers were doing the same thing. So there's certain sketches I'm not in, and then I'm in. But then now we've done a spin-off from the sketch show with 2 other characters. So now I have to write for myself more, and
nice.
And that's just leading to other networking. And I can't say networking enough how good it is.
It's all about who you know, man.
Exactly. It's literally or Julio. But
it's all about Julio. Or
who
Hootie
you know.
and the Blowfish.
Or Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really.
it's all about Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yep.
No, but the one thing that I was going to say is you've had so much success tangentially from it, but it seems like you've never really you haven't just been like, oh well, I'm done with comedy now, I'm a big success. You've
It's
just
my
done
bread and butter.
Yeah, your last 2 days you were doing comedy.
Well, the thing is, and what without name dropping. Some people in the business, here we go. I'm trying to be very politically correct and nice. But they assume that here's your golden ticket. I'm giving you this role in this movie.
Yeah.
So I need your attention fully. So I need you on these dates. And I'm like, Well, one of those dates, I'm in Ottawa.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but you're going to be in my movie, so we'd like you to cancel Ottawa because you're going to be in this thing.
Yeah.
And, okay, meeting, business. Okay, well, I'm making 10 times the amount in Ottawa that it would be in your movie.
Yeah.
Because I'm an extra member, so I've got to, I get paid union fees or union dues or...
Extras,
I get
a
rates.
lot of cash.
But I don't want to say, well, your movie's chump change, so I don't want to be in it.
Yeah.
But I'm a businessman, so
Well, that's show
and I'm
business,
not saying
man.
that 10 times the amount means like $10,000 or
Yeah.
$20,000.
It's you're making $10 instead of
exactly,
$1. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm making $10 instead of $1.
You get unlimited craft services as opposed to
yes,
a sandwich.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So some of these things, people can be very misled to the movie or TV industry in Canada anyways.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, well, we're going to do something. Yay. Well, yeah, but be prepared to sleep on couches and donate your time to something good. But yeah, but on that end, I've been taken care of in a way where the producers actually go through the unions. And because I've heard of people, doing productions where it's like, well, here's an envelope, and you open the envelope, and there's a $20 bill in there, and you've worked for 3 weeks.
Yeah, and it's a very fancy envelope.
Yeah, but it's a manila one. It's
yeah,
one of
exactly.
those calligraphy kind of ones,
Yeah,
right? With
nice.
the little wax
Wax
stamp on
stamp,
it.
yeah. $20 stamp.
But it's
a wax seal, you two.
A wax seal. Thank you.
The seal, kiss from a rose. Gotcha.
Idiot.
Yeah,
I used to make
Jesus
seals,
Christ.
and my brain was and stamps.
I know. I used to go club seals.
Club baby seals, clubbing.
Yep,
Call that
I'm a
Friday
big
night
old
clubbing.
clubber. Yep,
Yeah.
love that stuff. Clubber Lang, that's what they used to call
Clubber
me.
Lang.
That's what they used to call me.
Rocky 3, Clubber
Yep.
Lang.
Back in the days. Oh, man.
That's awesome.
How long have you been doing stand-up?
We're coming up on 18 years. 18, 19? So
18 or 19 years, one of those two. It'll be a mystery.
January 97th? January 97th. I'm thinking of hookers in Edmonton.
Okay, you're thinking January in our
1997.
Lord's year of 19...
Of the 97th year of our Lord. Yeah, and January 1997 was my
So you're coming up on 4 years then.
4 years. Yeah, that was first Yuck Yucks Amateur Night.
Really? That was when the club had just come to Edmonton. It was in West Edmonton Mall, or
It was in West Ed, but it had been in another place previous to West
Oh,
Ed,
yeah,
too.
okay.
They called it The Point,
the
which
Point.
was over on Argyle Road, the 4 Point Sheridan, I believe.
Oh yeah, I always missed the Point.
It was in there. I missed the point. I totally missed the point. But yeah, it went to West Ed, and everyone for the longest time, for the first 5 years, every comedian that came through, American or not, was just saying that the West Ed Yucks was the best one.
Yeah.
Because you could do no wrong, and it was a great place to start because you had confidence, because the crowd was there. Because the walk-in traffic, for one thing, you're at a destination already. West of the Mall is a destination for tourists and the like. So already the crowd's already happy to be there. So when you have that extra kind of bolstered, like non-shitty crowd, then it builds your confidence, and you're better. You know it's good. You know it feels good. Hey, that was funny. That was a joke. I know what timing is now.
Yeah, I feel when people have paid money for a ticket to laugh, they want to laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas if you're doing comedy in like some bar and they turn off the TV and then comedy happens, those people aren't necessarily there for comedy.
Yeah, some of them are pissed that you turned off the game,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
It's like, I got to deal with this for an hour.
Yeah, so it does make a big difference location. Other than that, you started out with Yuck Yucks in 97. You bounced around. Oh.
Yeah, that was the first club I did.
The first club.
The very first time. And that's where I consider the start, is January 97 at the Yuck Yucks Club, because that was the sort of professional. But I did do stand-up the year before that, off and on, through word of mouth, through different sort of native functions and whatnot that would come through the conferences. And they would give me $200, and I thought I was a rock star. Like, here's $200 to entertain for 20 minutes, of which I had 10 minutes of material. So the rest was me trying to spritz, not even knowing what spritzing was. Just being horrible, sweating my balls off.
You're less sweaty now.
Yeah, I am less sweaty. I'm bigger, but you think I'd be sweatier, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not. I'm dry. It's awesome.
You get that dry heat comedy.
I got that dry heat. Well, it's Alberta, right?
Yeah.
It's a dry sweat that I have.
Dry sweat.
But, so I would do these functions, and I really wanted to do a club more, but then I got, not sidetracked, But that's funny because
You ever work at the Sidetrack Cafe for the comedy there?
But it was the Comedy Factory. He said, "Hey, you're a comedian? Yeah. How much time do you got? 15 minutes, which meant 10.
Yeah.
Okay, you're headlining Grand Prairie next week. Right? No. But that's what he would do.
You're headlining Grand Prairie next week, and I'm not paying you gas, but you get a can of tuna.
I'll throw you some scoots, pal. I'll throw you some scoots. You go up to Grand Prairie.
You get 2 packs of Mentos. You got to pay your own gas.
But then, getting paid through that situation was very funny because he'd be like, okay, you got to stop off in Valley View and drop off this dry cleaning at this store. He's going to give you a check. That check's not for you. You have to bring that check back to me, and then I cut you another check, but that check's not for you either. You got to take it to the bank, and then they'll cut you a money order, which you can take to like Money Mart or wherever you want. Like, okay, so 3 weeks later, I've done Grand Prairie already, but no? Okay, I got paid? All right, so that's... But I owe you $50? How does that work?
Yeah, exactly. You end up losing money.
So I did a tour for the Comedy Factory. My very first professional, I guess, paid gig would have been the year before, so 96, around November-ish, with Nelson Giles from Vancouver.
Yeah.
And it would have been, the first gig would have been in Fairview, Alberta.
Fuck, you're sharp, man. You remember in like dates, times,
because
places, months, everything.
It's important, right?
It is.
It's a path that I said, okay, well, obviously I want to be an actor. I want to get into television.
Yeah.
So I'll be a comedian because that's how it works, right?
Yeah.
I'll do comedy for 2 shows and I'll be in a movie. I'll move to L.A.
Yeah. How'd that work?
Yeah, it's still going. But the steps are moving up, though.
Yeah, you're
like,
getting there.
the steps are moving. I've always tried to have a step up.
Yeah.
And, sometimes the steps are longer than others.
Yeah.
Like really long, but they're still going up.
Well,
so I'm happy about that.
Pretty successful guy. You have a theater in your house. I mean,
I do have a movie theater.
You
in my
get your
house.
own fucking popcorn
109
machine?
inches of awesomeness.
Holy
so
shit,
that
man.
blue curtain you have.
Yeah, those you have like that's a life-size AT-AT right there.
Can
Yeah,
I
totally.
Whoa.
come over and play Mortal Kombat
What do you
on
want?
that
Oh,
thing?
you know what I play? I play Call of Duty Zombies.
Yeah, like
Oh,
I really want to
man,
play like
that's
something
gonna be
fighty
And
on
the
that.
thing is, because I had my first big TV was 55-inch LG projection.
You
But
bought
it's a
this with
55
laugh
inch.
money?
I bought this with laugh money
Oh,
10
nice.
years ago.
That's got to feel great.
So I got the little, those, LG home theater systems. So it's a home theater in a box, basically. It's not top with the receiver and the huge speakers, but it's, whatever. So I moved that one up because I moved to a newer house. I moved that one up to a den room that we have. So you open the closet because it's a bedroom, but you open the closet and there's my 55-inch with, I have a couch in there now. So I can play with my sons. I can be upstairs playing Call of Duty, and they can be downstairs playing Call of Duty.
With the headsets?
We can have a LAN party.
That's
Because
freaking
I'm such
awesome.
an ass when it comes to it. So I literally went out and bought another PlayStation
That's
so
what
I
they
could
call
do this.
Yeah, that's what they call distance parenting, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The distance of like
Okay, go downstairs. I'm going to parent. I'll be upstairs. I'll be upstairs parenting.
I'm going to school you on headshots.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Which never works with them because they're kids, right?
Yeah, they got all the motor
I
functions.
step out of the shop. I'm dead.
Yeah.
There's no point in even trying. Like I'll just I'll go be bait somewhere. Well, you guys go accomplish this mission because you're just going to shoot me in the back of the head anyway. So
Yep, that's how it works. Oh, so when you were starting out in the early years of comedy, was there anybody that really helped you out?
Bill Cosby.
He touched you as a
really-
person. He really touched you as a person.
It's so weird because over the years, people have asked me, who I get not influenced, but who did. And I watched Bill Cosby when I was a kid. And He made me laugh.
Yeah.
Like I remember sitting in my parents' house, we're watching Bill Cosby himself, where he talks about fatherhood, obviously, and whatever. And I'm rolling on the ground laughing, and that made me laugh for a long time. And then all the stories come on. It's like, well, maybe I shouldn't tell anybody about that.
I really think that they're just sandbagging him here. I think these people are all lying. They do it. When we hear from the good doctor, he's going to win us over with his charming anecdotes.
I think so. He'll show up with some pudding pops, and we'll all get free pudding pops, and it'll be all better again.
That's how it works.
The two are apart. Are apart.
I mean, he is a doctor, so he could have access to some sort of medication. The
You
good
think?
Dr. Bill Cosby.
You think?
But that's circumstantial.
That aside, we don't want to put that out there for
Yeah.
anybody to latch on to
Yeah.
in social media. That
Yeah.
yes, he is a doctor that could probably write prescriptions for said drugs.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm waiting until I get like 50 or 60 people. I think it's just a coincidence, these
Yeah.
28 or
A
29
happenstance.
people. Yeah, exactly. This is...
Oh, hindsight is 20/20. Hey, Bill. The thing is, influences or when I started out, there wasn't the Yuck X. When I after I did this tour and found out, through trial and error, but my own trial and error that. That's not the way I want to go. Going up there with 15 minutes and being told to do half an hour and literally being told to your face, well, just do what other comics do. like me and act like other comics. No. Just if you know their material, just do it.
Oh no!
So I can't do that,
bad.
right? It's just because it's just not. I'll do my 15 minutes and then I'll drag it out and I'll suck.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've seen you on stage a lot of times, more than I should have, and you're very genuine and you're very funny, and what you do is very unique.
Well, I tell people it's a trick. I have a trick, and this is the first time I've ever told anybody about this. So I'm going to tell a bunch of people all at once.
Okay. Yep.
I'm very. I'm not funny. I'm entertaining.
Oh.
It's a trick. It's a trick. The more entertaining I am, I have your attention, then I'll say something that you think is humorous, but I find it just entertaining.
Yeah.
So this is how the corporate work. This is why I get corporate work, because people see me as non-threatening. Like, okay, this guy was very. We don't know why he's funny though. We don't know why he's funny.
They can't put their finger on it.
They can't put a finger on it, but he's very entertaining, and we want that because he's non-threatening. He's not going to offend anybody at the party except himself.
Yeah.
So we'll hire him.
Huh.
So that's how that little trick goes.
I had something similar to that I got, and it was just from watching lots of comics. I suppose you and Self was go up there and look like you're having fun.
That's another trick.
The audience sees that and they come to empathize.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you go see a scary movie, people get scared in the audience. When they see a happy movie, they have fun in the audience.
Exactly.
If you go up there and you're having fun, they're going to have fun.
When I'm having fun, I will still literally laugh at my own jokes.
Yeah.
Because 50% of the reason is the fact that they're laughing at it. I can't believe they're laughing at something so silly that I just said, which is ridiculous. But it's still kind of funny, my timing, because it changed it from last night to this night, and it was more of a laughter here, but, I'll find it funny, and they pick up on that, and they go, well, he's laughing too.
Yeah.
So we're all having a good time. So if he's having a good time, we're all having a good time.
Yeah.
And that's just, it stems from confidence. And that's the one thing that I would always tell, because Yuck Yucks used to do workshops before the shows.
They kind of still do.
They still do?
Not really, but kind of.
They should bring that back and make it mandatory.
Yeah.
Just to have like 2 or 3 little tidbits of information for the up-and-comers, just to say, look.
Well, that's kind of what this podcast is almost.
Well, good.
Yes.
But rule 1, if you have a guest spot on, and there's even if you have a guest spot, if you can, if you're doing like 3 guest spots in that night, or you have to go for whatever reason, go. But try to stay. Try to stay and watch everybody.
Oh, yeah, always.
Always try to stay and watch. And if there's a headliner that night, watch the headliner.
Yeah.
Do your time. Don't just go, okay, I did my time. I rocked this place. I'm going to leave now.
Yeah, don't pretend you're a rock star. Respect the show.
Respect the show and the stage that you're on, and watch the headliner, because you're going to learn more just by watching the headliner in that same situation that you were in.
Yeah.
Because I just did 5 minutes. I don't know what went wrong. I'm going to watch the headliner and watch how he did the same stage and what he did to win the audience, right?
And I mean, that's not just the pro shows. Like if you're showcasing or you're doing like an amateur night too, go up there. If you bomb, watch what the other comics are doing, see what's happening, and then think,
why did I bomb?
Yeah, what is nobody doing that could work?
Exactly.
Just try and find out a way to relate to them, to unite them and bring them as an audience together to laugh at stuff.
And another thing, I would practice in my basement in front of the washer dryer when I was starting out. We lived in a townhouse just like this.
Yeah.
And I would be in the basement. If I had an amateur, Howie, you're doing the spot on, it was Thursdays, amateur night at Yucks.
Still is.
So I would travel back and forth in front of my washer and dryer for like 2 or 3 hours, going over the same 5 minutes, repeating it, inflecting different areas,
tones,
pausing, just to have it locked in my head. So when I went on stage, I could focus on acting like a comedian.
Yeah.
Doing that. Hey, everybody, how you doing tonight?
Hey,
with
yeah,
confidence.
oh.
So if I
Look
can
how
focus
bubbly
on
and
the
poppy
confidence,
I am.
exactly, focus on the confidence, and then spill out what I said with confidence.
Yeah.
My only problem was if somebody said something like boom, like through I've nothing to say for that. I didn't plan on.
But that's another muscle you got to work. That's,
definitely.
Yeah, like when you start working on that and you start getting it. Last night I had a woman heckle me. And she said that she'd rather be like, because I was talking about the West Edmonton Water Park and how there's a giant rave going on in the water park. And then I was kind of telling her she looked like a beautiful woman, all this stuff. And she said, I'd rather drown than that. And I'm like, well, see if I can get you some water park tickets, miss. And like the audience just loved it and crashed right down. It's just, you gotta kind of, the more you flex that muscle, the more comfortable you are on stage, the faster it comes.
The faster it comes because you're able to read the situation that she's presenting.
Yeah.
You already know what you're doing. So as long as you can kind of relax on that muscle, like I know what I'm doing up here.
Yeah.
And then now I just have to focus on what could happen. Boom. She's talking about water park. Well, boom. Here's a water park bit.
Yeah.
My secret, though, for emceeing or hosting is I never ask a question that I don't already have the answer to.
Yeah.
And it makes you look fresh. too. If you're doing a smaller
Makes you look
community,
fast.
it makes you look amazing. They're like, oh my god, he was amazing.
Yeah.
He asked this guy about that. He said, yeah, and then he had this whole 5-minute bit. You're amazing.
Well,
I'm like,
that's
yeah, I've been doing
almost
that for 10
that's
years.
like Mike Dambra.
Yeah, definitely. Same
when,
thing.
when he goes into the crowd, he's like, he goes, "What do you do for a living?" I think he's got a fucking joke for every profession in the goddamn
definitely.
world.
Yeah, if he wrote it down, it would be a wall of file cabinets for each individual profession you could have.
Yeah.
And the rebuttal to that. So and that comes with timing because he's been, I think he's been doing comedy since
they invented the wheel.
I was going to say the 1700s maybe.
Yeah,
He's been
before
doing stand-up.
microphones were around.
I think he wrote the original knock knock joke.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not sure.
Well, when he invented the first door.
Yeah, he
that's
invented the door and then went knock knock.
Yeah,
exactly.
And he's like, "That's a good setup."
Hello. Yeah,
But no, I to this day I still write down jokes and I go in front of the mirror in my bathroom and I set a timer and I read the joke that I did and I hold a toothbrush like a microphone just so that I can see how long this takes and then I try and shrink it down without cutting out the funny parts.
and you're in
see
the
what I
mirror,
can
so
do.
you're looking at yourself.
Yeah, I'm looking at how my face looks.
Okay, yeah, that's something I never did. I never wanted to see myself, and to this day, there's a version of me that's probably about 23 or 24.
Yeah,
Even now, that's what I see.
really.
When I'm walking down the street and I happen to walk in front of a mirror or in the mall or whatever, I'm like, oh, that's what I look like now. Right. Shake it off. All right, back to
like Taylor Swift. You just gotta
24
shake it
Howie.
off.
Yeah, that's what I look like. That's what I feel like in my head anyways, right?
Yeah.
So when I'm on stage and then somebody takes a picture and then they post it or whatever, you've been tagged in a picture. So I look at them like, who's that? Oh, that's me. Oh, right, that's me? Holy shit, that's me. That's not the 24-year-old guy I'm thinking of on stage, but whatever. I'm not depressed about it. I don't have issues.
Nobody said we are, Mr. Overly Defensive.
I don't have any issues about it. I don't know if, yeah.
But no, the one thing I learned looking at myself is when I do comedy on stage, a lot of the times I'm not smiling, and when I smile, it gives them this kind of like, oh, okay, he's having fun. But if I just go up there dead face, deadpan, and tell jokes, they're like, this guy's a serial killer.
Well, they're standoffish, right? It's
Yeah.
mostly because you're not open, right? You got to
Yeah.
open, and then you invite them in, and then everyone's happy, and you have a good show, and they have a good show, and then they get you to MC and middle in the same night.
I know, which is just, yeah. Especially like 5 minutes before you're going up, they're like, hey, you know how you were doing 15 minutes? Yeah, now you're doing 30,
Now you're doing
and you're
30.
hosting also. I'm like, what the hell? So,
Yeah. And your pay goes up a bit
that's
when you do
nice.
that. That's always a bonus.
That's good, yeah.
That's always a bonus.
Yeah, I could take home some of that sweet cheddar.
Sweet cheddar.
Yeah, but no, just like watching myself to this day, I record every one of my sets, audio file, and then I listen to it, and then I either start writing or contemplating suicide, depending on how well I did.
Mm-hmm.
But it's rewriting and working, and the amount of work and hours off stage just to even get like a solid 5 minutes. It's nobody thinks about how hard that is because the secret of comedy is to make it look easy.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I just go up and say, wow, that's horrible. Writing it down. No, I'm horrible that way. I'm the worst example.
You're
for
a
this.
writer.
Because I know, and I've never written. I'll make bullet points for a set list, but I don't write jokes on a computer or write them down. I don't go, okay, so I was 15 and it's the first time I did this, and I don't do that to make the joke. I will present the joke in a way on stage that's attached to an already joke that I do that I'm comfortable with.
Yeah.
And then if it works on that, then the next time I'll work on it.
So
And
you
then
just
I'll
write
have it.
segues from concept to concept, and
Pretty
kinda...
much, yeah. I'll get a new concept, and then the one concept worked. Okay, good, that worked. So I know what to do to add to that concept to make the rule of three, to add three more things to the concept to make it a bit. And then once I have that bit down, it's like, well, okay, that worked, but it's all stage time, and I feel horrible because there's so many guys that I see with their books and they're writing. I'm like, I feel like it, like I'm a. I just feel like a criminal sometimes. Like, well, I'm getting
like a smooth criminal.
Yeah. I'm getting away with doing it on stage.
Yeah.
Like I'm making it up on stage while you're like busting your ass being creative and writing, and I'm not.
That's from your your riffing. Like you go up there and you can write on stage. You can find the
Yeah, I know, but
moments
there's the insecurity of not being very well read and watching everyone writing and like, well, they look very intelligent writing. I'm just gonna make up a new dick joke. So I'm just gonna add to the dick joke that I have and make it a longer dick joke.
Everybody wants a longer dick.
Everyone
joke.
wants a longer dick joke.
Yeah, exactly.
Not so much, substance.
There's pills.
thickness.
There's pills for that.
Apparently there are now.
Get a bigger dick joke pills.
Get a bigger dick joke pills.
Yep, that's exactly how it works. Oh, but with your stand-up comedy, it was a gateway into acting and into writing and all that. And like you've done a lot of showcasing, a lot of other things, and now you're even doing the Comic-Cons.
Yes.
By some fluke of luck, maybe some handsome ginger or something helped
Some
set you up with that.
ginger man creepily approached me in a back alley in a trench coat. Said if I put something in my mouth, I could moderate something.
Oh my god.
Same, you too, right?
Yep.
Same guy? No. That's where I want to be.
Yeah, at Comic-Con.
If I could live at a Comic-Con,
Yeah.
I would love to live at a Comic-Con because I'm a huge nerd, right?
Yeah,
Like, just anything science fiction, fantasy, comic book related, I love.
First time I met you was early 2012 at Yucks. You were opening for Daryl Lennox.
Nice.
And we sat down. I think Welby Santos was there, mutual friend, and I made an off-color joke about Star Wars with him. And then I believe you and me had a conversation for 4 days, just about the nerdiest stuff that we could.
Oh God, but that's what I love though.
Yeah,
I don't know, and it's you kind of it's been tainted over the years. Can that be a passion? And why is it bad for that to be a passion? Some people are passionate about skydiving or doing whatever they do, but my passion is talking about Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
and everything that went into the making of the original movies, or
the
who was involved, the models,
special effects,
and then everything that Lucasfilm has done since, and then that leads into other genres of science fiction that I love, and then that's why I love Comic-Con.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it's had such a grandiose impact on us. I mean, it's now a religion.
Yeah, it is.
That is insane to me that happens.
When I say it doesn't come out as a joke. I really mean it when I say, and may the force be with you.
Yeah.
If somebody leaves my house and go, hey, drive safe, may the force be with you. I don't say it all the time. But when I say it, I mean it. Like, whatever what you want to believe in as the force, let that be with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
It's
like, just
non-offensive, and it's like, may the force
totally
be with you. And it's like, hey, what's the force? Nobody's like, this whole Christmas holidays bullshit political correctness.
I'm not going to say nanu nanu. That'd be retarded. Right?
I usually rock a God's bless.
Yeah, you're not doing some Happy Days spin-off.
Yeah, exactly. Sit on it.
Oh, God. No, but the Comic-Con is so much fun, and it's a pleasure that every year I get asked back to do stuff.
Well, that's you're in the position that I want to be in, right? Like, I'd love to do the Calgary one this year, and hopefully I can keep in touch with the people to moderate Travis's panel again. That'd be great.
Oh, yeah. I'll put in some words for you.
Well, that'd be great, because because it's not so much because I get a free ticket in. It's because I'm there. Like, I'll happily pay, but to be involved in a way where you're
to feel like you're contributing
to something that I love.
Something you're passionate about.
Something I'm very passionate about. And it's such uberness. Because when I'm done moderating, or for like, I don't want to stand in line for so-and-so's autograph. Because I still get giddy about getting autographs.
Oh, when the staff the cast of Aliens was there?
Yeah.
You were like a little kid.
Yeah, I know.
You were jumping up
you
there.
should see the wall part that my wife had finished putting up. I've got all the Marines up.
Oh,
and then
my
Sigourney
God.
Weaver, a big one of Sigourney in the middle. And then my pulse rifle at the top that Michael Bain signed.
Oh, that is nice.
So the pulse rifle, it was... I think about these things like... Wait a second. My wife let me buy a $600 airsoft
pulse rifle
just so I could go pay another $90. Well, all in all, to get into the thing was, like $230 or whatever. Plus the $90 to stand in line to get it signed by a guy who could give a shit.
Yep.
But made my day... Because I was one of 5 guys that he had already signed the I thought I was the only one that had a pulse rifle, but he's like, "Oh, where are you guys getting these things? What?
Yeah,
this is like my 5th one." I'm like, ah.
Yeah. Well, and you've been on the other side of that too. Like when you get off stage after you kill it, and people come up and they want to take photos and everything, and then like that was the same weekend. Yucks. You're at Yucks.
Yeah,
so then during the day, you're getting autographs and pictures with people. So.
Exactly, and people are taking the pictures after the show. So yeah, it is. It's weird, and I've seen it from the other angle of my son actually being at the Comic-Con and his little booth of signing Twilight pictures.
Yeah.
And kind of sitting beside him and like, this is amazing, and watching all the girls like drooling, like
yeah.
I guess
Like
as a man, it's like, okay, that's awesome, but wait, I'm your father. Like, you stand back, let me judge. Okay, you can go, right? No, not you, but you can go. You can get the signature.
You're like the bouncer for the VIP
exactly.
section.
I'm the bouncer for my son. It's fascinating though, but to be involved in any way, just to be around like-minded people.
Yeah,
Because I don't think the volunteers just go there I just want to go and hang out and whatever and eat hot dogs. No, you want to be involved. So when you're done, I'm going to go to the comic book section and rifle through as many comic books. Oh my God, there's one I had when I was like 18. Oh my God,
Well, for me, it's like I grew up and I loved comic books. I read comic books nonstop and I was into that and Star Wars and all this other stuff. Huge nerd. And like to go to Comic-Con and just see it's like, oh, wow, I remember in school I was the minority, and now look at this.
Now, and
it's a huge culture.
It's a huge culture, and then sometimes I feel again like a minority, like, okay, but I just like comic books and Star Wars. There's so much more that I don't even know about.
Anime is a little bit much.
The anime that is presented, some is kind of like, okay, come on. But some is really well done. It's like, I respect you. You took the time to make that outfit, the cosplay that anime does.
Cosplay is
just
crazy.
fantastic.
Oh, I love it.
You saw Iron Man?
I saw
the fully functioning Iron Man suit? Oh my God, that was
amazing
insane.
what these guys do. And it's, obviously, okay, my man, I like the curves, but some of the anime girls cosplay that come out, it's like, wow. Okay, wow, for one thing. But, the usage of color and design that you did is amazing. And this is all just stuff from home, right? And you look like the cartoon. Like, what the hell?
Would you like judging a cosplay contest at a Comic-Con thing?
I did the kids one.
Oh yeah,
well, I hosted the kids.
That's what I got. That's what I got you. I forgot about that.
Yeah, no, I hosted the kids one with my wife. She said she'd never hold a microphone again in her life.
Yeah,
because she's been in public situations before. I've done festivals, or whatever. We meet and greet things, but this is just so. Like, for me, it's even hard. Like, there's kids. Like, I don't know what to say to kids. Like, I know what to say to my kids, but I don't know what to say to this person's kid. Like, am I going to offend you if I say, wow, that was terrific? Do you not believe in the word terrific? Because I could say something else. Like,
exactly. It's, well, and like, that's the big difference, too. It's speaking in a comedy club and speaking at, like, Comic-Con or anywhere else. It's like,
it's a different animal, right?
Have you done radio before?
I've done radio. Well, what do you mean?
Oh, my God, I hate that.
What do you mean?
Like you're on a morning radio show promoting a comedy show?
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that so much.
Well, it's again, a different creature. Like, what do you want me to be on the radio?
Yeah.
Like, I'm a stand-up comedian in a nightclub at night. How is this similar? It's like 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah, 7:30 in the morning.
I've got coffee.
Children are listening.
The families the guys are going to work listening to me. This isn't how people normally listen to me.
Yeah.
And I've got, Bill, Jerry, and the coach in the morning. Like, how is this similar to what I do?
You got Phil and the Weasel.
Phil and the Weasel and the coach in the morning.
Yeah, crazy slapstick radio voice.
Yeah.
No, it's
a lot of honking.
I feel like in those situations they're trying to set you up, and it's like, let's see if we can make him say the F word. It's like, come on, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Get ready to bleep this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't. It is a different creature because as a comedian, it's a art form that we practice on with lots of freedom of what we can do, what we can say. It's incredible that like the clubs and agents and managers and everything are willing to go out there and let us do whatever we do, even if it's somewhat controversial. But then like you can't carry that into other aspects of your life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I think it's amazing with stand-up that people that are involved in stand-up, I guess I want to say people that are in it. They're in it.
They're in it to win it.
They're in it to win it, right?
Yeah.
They're in stand-up. Can make those adjustments rather easily. Because we're multifaceted. Like we're actors.
Yeah, we're actors and writers.
Even though I constantly tell everyone I'm not an actor, every director I've ever met, every time I do something, I got to go, by the way, I'm not an actor, I'm a comedian. Yeah. I'm a funny guy. So you literally have to tell me what to do. I can take direction. If you want me to say it pouty, then I'll do it pouty. But don't leave it to me like, just feel it out. No, feel what? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
you just want me to be me then?
I'll just say it like Han Solo or something. Like, I'm going to be retarded if I do it my way. But but I think we all have that natural ability. If you're in it as a comedian, you have this natural ability to adjust Just
Yeah,
certain
because you have to
things.
adjust to your crowd. You have to change
adjust
to your audience.
every single crowd because they're always different.
Yeah.
So you're doing radio, you're doing a television interview, you're mediating at a Comic-Con, or you're doing a panel. I think it's easier for us because we have a natural instinct.
We got flexibility.
We have flexibility, and we're flexing the right muscles, too.
Yeah.
You get somebody just, hey, I need you to come help me mediate this thing. Just talk to the kids.
Yeah.
They won't know how to hold the microphone. They don't know how to pitch their voice. They don't, there's so many
yeah.
different facets that we already know how to do.
And you just see some people so uncomfortable with the microphone, it looks like they're trying to get it away from their face. They're holding it as
and
far
then they
away.
never use it. They use it opposite.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me ask you a question. They pull the mic away. It's ridiculous. But it's weird that we know our own voice too.
Yeah, definitely. It's one thing that you work hard at.
Yeah.
So it gives us a lot of advantages in life and lots of advantages in other things like acting and stuff like that. But it's all about like what type of comedy you do, what type of comedian you are. It can change. Like I know some comedians out there, and I'm going to say Matt Labuki. That guy writes probably 5 minutes of comedy every 3 minutes. Mm-hmm. He is just an incredible writer. And like I look at him and I'm like, you need some sort of writing job. You need
you have to be on a guy like that has to you have to be able to take that talent and put it somewhere where it's not saying that it's wasted, but like you really if you're going to be writing all the time anyways, you need to be doing this then.
Yeah,
exactly. You need to be writing for a television show, Family Guy, or something or a show about like an '80s TV star that was in a sci-fi that's not in the picture anymore that travels around from Comic-Con to Comic-Con. He needs to write for that.
You're still pitching this show.
Oh, I'm going to pitch it till... Well, I have a couple projects that are in places.
They're in pre-production.
They're in places, and I don't want to jinx anything by saying anything, but they're there.
Oh. So
I don't have to worry about things so much, but I still have to worry about, getting the right people organized together for writing, right? Because there's only two of us writing it. It's me and Tony Benz, and he's busy.
Yeah,
I'm busy, and it's one of these things. In Canada, when you're trying to make it yourself, you have to allocate time to do so, and it's hard because I'm concentrating on I have this tour coming up, so I can concentrate on my travel, where I'm going to go, what jokes I'm going to do, where I'm going to stay, all this stuff. And that's part of the job. People don't realize that, you just go up on stage for 45 minutes and tell jokes. No. There's how did I get there, you know? And then that stage is a completely different stage. I don't know what it sounds like in there. I don't know the people, So there's all this planning that you have to do, and that takes away from what you want to do, where it's like, okay, well, I want to write this thing. I got to get it done.
Yeah.
Unless somebody comes up to me and goes, hello, Howie, I'm the magic producing fairy. Here's a check. You go ahead. You don't do anything else. Just worry about finishing this. That's the dream, right?
You get a giant advance from a network or something to write.
Exactly. That's the dream, and that's not going to happen in Canada. So you have to allocate your time appropriately so you can get stuff done. Mm-hmm. And comedians, like I said, we're multifaceted that we can do things, but we're also multitasking and. I'll be writing, and then next thing you know, I'm looking at porn for 3 hours. What? That was 3 hours? Oh, my God.
That happens on computers. But no, you drive for 8 hours, let's say, to Regina. You get there. You show up. You sleep. You do radio. You sleep again. You wake up. You go to the club. And then, you have to kind of show the audience you respect them, so you hang around afterwards, you get photos taken with them, you sell CDs or whatever, and then that takes hours, and you get back, and you're like, oh, wow, okay, stand-up comedy, yeah, sure, I'm only on stage for an hour.
Yeah, but it's midnight.
Yeah, but it's taken a day and a half for all of this to happen.
Exactly. This took a day and a half to get this done, and then it's going to take another half day to finish it.
Yeah.
So I've got, an hour window. Go be creative now.
Yeah, go.
No, I can't do that.
Especially the hour at 6 a.m. when you're sitting around waiting to get on radio or something.
Exactly, or waiting at the airport.
Yeah. You have to force yourself to really go, and it's hard being your own boss like that too.
And forcing myself to write is horrible because it just goes off on such a tangent. That was an hour I wasted.
Well, and then you're like, hey, I haven't watched The Empire Strikes Back in a couple months, so
exactly.
maybe I should get on that again.
I should probably watch that again.
I can only remember the first 20 minutes off by heart.
Buckaroo Banzai. I haven't seen that in a while. I'm gonna spend the afternoon make some popcorn. Got to go get some popcorn.
Oh, and that's the thing too.
Maybe I'll just go get theater popcorn. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Put your popcorn machine.
Exactly.
Yeah. Your theater. Oh. I mean, like, it sounds like we're kind of complaining about it, but that being said, stand-up comedy is the greatest job I've ever had in my life.
But it is
It is
a job.
incredible. It is.
It's a job, but it's the greatest job. Once you love doing it, like last night in Lloyd, it's a 2-hour drive there, and you're there, an hour early, but we were there like 10 minutes before. But it's, still, it's a 2-hour drive there.
Icy roads.
It's
So, yeah.
working, and then there's a 2-hour drive back. So it's a 4-hour day plus the hour and a half that you're doing performing there because it's a 2-man show. So that's a 6-hour day. That's a job, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a part-time job or whatever, but it's still part of a job. And all the things you said that we have to prepare for before, you've got to meet a complete stranger and say, this is how the show's going to go and how do you want the show to go, and you have to get over that. So if you don't like talking to strangers, then you're screwed, right?
Yeah. Yeah, if you're not a
It's
good
job.
public speaker, you probably shouldn't be speaking in public.
And then when everything goes well, when it clicks into place, the radio interview was good, and you met the right people, or the person from the newspaper was really nice, and you had a great show. Then as soon as you're done, good night. You have this job. It's a satisfaction thing. For
another
me,
hard day's work.
doing homework. I hated doing homework.
Oh, yeah.
But when I did it and I finished it and painstakingly did everything correctly, I'm a man. I finished my homework. I feel awesome because I did work and I finished it. I completed my task.
You can look back at something you've accomplished. Yeah.
I love looking back and being like, look at all that stuff I did. It's like I'm a stuff doer or something.
It's like I'm a stuff doer. I've done things.
I've done
I
things. Yeah.
did
Things that I've
stuff.
done.
Exactly.
I wish there was some way I could post the things I've done in a way that people could see them.
You just got to put them on Pinterest.
I'll just put them on Pinterest and they can pin it.
However the hell that thing works.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It definitely is a job. It's something you got to work at. And I think that any success that you see come out of it, like you can have natural talent, but hard work beats natural talent when natural talent doesn't work hard. Mm-hmm. So
exactly.
if you throw your nose in the dirt and you work your ass off, you pay attention to what you're doing on stage, you work off stage, you work on stage, you just go, and you're hungry for stage time, that's the key to success.
Yeah.
With anything.
No, and you have to focus and you have to work. And you can't. Here's a lot of people have this affliction. You can't waste time thinking about the other guy.
No, you can't.
Cannot think about that. You cannot think if they're rising faster than you. You cannot be jealous. You cannot be. You can be envious.
Yep.
You can be like, wow, I wish I was a better writer. Like I look at Sean LeComber and I'm like, I wish I could write like that.
Oh man,
we're different comedians.
He's a hell of a comic.
And I don't think I could do what he does because I do it my way. But I every time I see him, I'm like, well, you're an amazing comedian, and your writing style is amazing. I wish I could do that. But then I realized, well, I'm a different person, though. That works for him. It probably wouldn't work for me.
No, and that's
given the way I was raised or whatever, the way I present myself.
Well, and to be genuine on stage, you have to be yourself.
Exactly. You have
if you
to be true to
see
yourself. Yeah.
somebody doing something and it's working for them, don't try to be them.
No, exactly, because then you're just you're lifted.
Because then you know what you're going to be. You're going to be maybe the second best version of them.
Of that, exactly.
Rather than being the best version of you.
So yeah, you gotta focus on what you're doing. You can't be jealous of anybody. You can't, and it's really hard in this in the stand-up comedy world to not be negative.
Oh, it's so hard.
There's a negative ball, and there was one in my life that I detached myself with a while ago. And since doing that, my life has been really like these upstairs motions.
You got out of the dark side.
Yeah, exactly. I went to the good side of the force, and everything was great, and it still is good, and things are moving in the direction that I want them to move them in. Yeah. But they're going to move at a speed that I can do, right? And you can't complain about that. You can't say, well, why aren't I getting this?
Or you
How
go,
come that
why
guy's
does
getting
this guy get it? Oh,
Exactly.
I hate that.
I hate it when people do that, and
Oh,
it's just such a back step to yourself. Like you're just holding yourself back. If
Yeah.
you're worried about me, concentrate on yourself,
Exactly.
and then you'll move.
Compare despair. We are all flowers in a beautiful garden.
Gross.
Ding! I learned that from Maria Bamford.
That's awesome.
I don't know. I always look at it and I see that somebody makes it to a finals of a contest or they make a showcase that I don't, and I'm like, wow, that's good for them.
Yeah.
I'm excited for them. I see some comics though, like Liam Cresswick got this voice acting job, and he's always wanted to do that. And I'm like, that's cool, that's great, whatever. And then I'm like, good job, man. And I walk away. And then some comics and he he goes like, how did you do that? I want to do that. And I'm like, no, he got a shiny ball. You want a shiny ball. You don't want to do that. You just want to do it because he does it.
Well, yeah, and you want to get your own shiny ball for one thing.
Yeah, exactly.
He busted
Focus
his
on
ass. He focused on it and got it.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what I'm trying to do. And it's like, what was that? There's a term for it. When you're looking into the future, there's a practice that people do. It's like forced prediction, or what? I don't know what it is.
Premeditated murder.
Premonition thinking or something. It's a practice that people do where you focus
thinking?
and you.
Like
Oh,
The Secret?
vision boards.
Vision boards,
Like
maybe.
The Secret?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's not much of a secret.
It's the
anymore.
law of attraction type.
Well, it's like there's my
that's
goal.
magnets.
I see my goal, and this is how I'm going to get to my goal.
Visualization.
Visualization, maybe that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whatever. That's what I try to do. I try to try to be as positive as I can, because saying like, well, Nick McQuick's a douchebag.
Yeah, well,
I just
everybody knows
wasted
that.
like 2
Everybody
seconds
knows
saying
that.
that. And what did it do me,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah,
it
exactly.
doesn't do anybody any good.
Yeah.
Even if it's true or not.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I haven't been around to make that judge that he is a douchebag or not a douchebag.
I saw a woman douching with him the other day.
So you were
we had some bags. We had some bags,
So
yeah.
you were helping the douche bag
Yeah.
process.
Like he was the bag.
Oh, you
that
were
she
the
was
douchebag.
douching
Yeah, a big
with.
old bag. It was a weird porn.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
it's a weird one.
Hey, people have their things, right?
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
But no, it's like focusing on what you want and not worrying about the other guy. And if I could say one thing to any comedian,
Hey, if you could say one thing to any comedian, what would it be?
get a website.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
What's your website?
HowieMiller.com.
Oh wow.
There's no like
good.
Howie Joke Miller or Howie the Native Miller. It's just HowieMiller.com.
Yeah.
So
Straightforward.
it's straightforward.
Standard
People
spelling
know-
on that?
Exactly.
Just
Pe-
pronounced Howie Miller. Is
It's
that
all
how
in
we
the
pronounce
font.
it?
yeah. It's actually Hawaii.
Hawaii.
But my wife, who does all my bookings, for the majority anyways.
Hawaii Miller, the Hawaiian
Miller.
comic.
Exactly. Oh, God, I don't know how many times I've gotten that.
Hawaiian
You
comic.
are Hawaiian, right? No, I'm not. No, you are. Like, people will get adamantly
You show up-
defensive.
People
like, I'll-
bring you pineapples.
Yeah, here's some pineapples. How would you like your pig? Like, buried in the beach for 4 hours.
Come in, they start laying lays on
Yeah.
you. You're like, what the fuck?
But yeah, my wife gets asked this the most by other comedians or their significant others. Like, how does Howie get to where he is?
You've got a nice car.
Yeah,
It gets you around, doesn't it?
yeah, exactly. I have a car, but it's seriously, it's a simple thing as getting a website. They can be expensive or they can be inexpensive. It's up to you.
I think that what you put into it, you probably get out though.
Exactly what you put into it, but just having that.
Yeah.
People aren't going to phone you if they don't have your number.
Yeah,
Right?
true enough.
So, and it's not that we just sit around waiting for my phone to ring. Howie Miller Entertainment. I do shows okay, 600 people last night. Out of 600, I'm going to get at least one phone call from that for another function.
And you might even get a Twitter follower.
I might even get one Twitter follower.
Yeah, maybe somebody will pin something to your
pin
Instagram.
or Instagram it or like it or poke it or slap me. I don't know.
Yeah, the poke slap your Insta
Poke
pokes.
slap. I'm going to make my own slap book. That's what I'll do.
Yes.
People you want to slap.
Slap.
I was thinking of actually making a site of it's like dbag.com or something like that, where I would just do my life, but then take pictures, license plates included, of people who park like total douchebags.
Oh, yeah.
Just click, you're on the site now.
Yep.
You're calendar number one, or people that argue for insane reasons, or just are douchebags, right?
I went to Mucho Burrito today, and a woman with a black eye and sweatpants and a neck tattoo was ordering her burrito. And they were like, she goes, what flavors do you have? And they're like, oh, we have steak. She goes, well, do you have hamburger? I was like, what?
Do you have hamburger?
Right out of the trailer park. And she
Yeah.
was like, do you have hamburger? And I didn't see the black eye until the end, but her husband had like bruised knuckles. And I was just thinking to myself, I'm like,
God.
I'm living in a TV show at this point.
Yeah, that's a cartoon.
Yeah,
that's
is a
a Family Guy
goddamn cartoon.
Remember when you had Mucho Burrito?
Yeah. That lady wanted hamburger
And
instead
the
of
lady wanted
steak.
hamburger, but you had a black eye. Oh yeah, Peter, that was great. Yeah.
Yeah. How long were you a comic for that you got a website? Because I mean, like in the '90s, that probably wasn't as big of a deal then.
No, and people, yeah, it's like I don't want to say how did people do it back then, like in the Stone Age, but it wasn't the Stone Age. It was just a different time.
You just get a lot of telegrams sent to you.
Yeah, did it. Oh, they want to book me in. Did it Ottawa? Awesome, I'm going. No, but it was there was more of a definitive booking process in Western Canada, anyways, because there was only one sort of solid company that dealt with that.
Yeah.
And then it got split up, and everything got all kind of screwed up there for a little while. And it's like, well, I'm going to distance myself from this train wreck.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've had a website probably the better part of 10 years, so maybe like 7 years at least.
That sounds about right.
So yeah, I've looked it up, Howie.
7 years sounds about like the better part of 10 years.
Yeah, it's the better part of 10 years. Not the worst part.
Yeah, it's a good part though.
It's a good, good chunk.
You're there
of
for a
10
good
years.
part. Yeah, not a long part, but a good
About
part.
75% of 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah, roughly.
70% of 10 years.
We'll round up to 7. I'll give you the 75. I'll give you an extra 5%.
75. The half, yeah.
But I'm taking points on the back end.
Okay,
But
years.
I don't even know what the
I'm
fuck
covering
that
the
is.
spread on that.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah, I don't even know what we're talking about.
Fuck.
But no, yeah, the website has generated business, and it's not a secret.
Yeah.
Just do a good show. Be positive. Don't shit where you eat when you're dealing with.
So if you're eating on stage, don't shit on stage.
Yeah, don't shit on stage.
Don't
oh
shit on
my god!
stage.
Unless it's part of your act and you're really good at it. If you have good control, and if it's not messy.
Yeah.
So yeah, get a website. Be positive, and don't. Last night again, no names. I try not to do that. The function head or whatever, the not the booker, but the person in charge,
The coordinator?
the coordinator. Is that it?
The assistant defensive coach.
Yeah, sure. They said last year's entertainment wasn't. He literally said, "You guys came in and the bar was about on my knee. I'm just talking to you for 5 minutes. Haven't seen your acts before, but it's up to my head now."
Oh, jeez.
Like just the professionalism. I'm like,
Well, I guess you
wow.
did better than I did last year, but I
did.
just
yeah.
if you are having problems in your life or shit in your life, you've got to find some way to not bring that on stage.
Yeah, there has to be.
You've got to have some sort of a separation.
And a healthy way too. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah, you're not just like, oh, I do coke every time before I get on
exactly.
stage.
Now I do coke every time, and my life is golden.
If you could go back in time to a young Howie Miller starting out, what would you say to yourself? What would be some advice?
Stay away from this person. Get to know this person, and write this.
You would just give yourself
Yeah,
your jokes.
I would give myself my act now.
The way I look at it, a standing up comedy show, there's a lot of aspects. There's a guy working lights, sound, there's waitresses, there's people working the door, there's management, there's a lot of pokers in that fire. And people see the comic go up there and they're like, "Oh, wow, he did a great job." The truth is that would be a shitty fucking show if you didn't have a sound guy, if you had no
exactly.
mic, and they wouldn't see you if you had no lights. I mean,
if the waitress is incompetent or were spilling drinks on you all night, or couldn't get your order right, or
you're and that's one thing too. It's if you're middling, even if you're headlining, the show isn't necessarily 100% about you.
No.
You're a cog in the machine. Sometimes you're a bigger cog, but just understand that it's a complicated machine and everybody's contributing.
That's my attitude whenever I go on the road with somebody, and I rarely do because I book corporates by myself.
Well, and you went with Dion Arnold once, and you still haven't gotten the smell out of your car.
Yeah, I know. Wow. No. Any comedian and it's funny you bring him up. That's amazing because I will tell every comedian that I go on the road with that's opening for me, do not worry about your time. If it says half an hour and you bail at 15, bail at 15. Don't do another 15 of non-jokes.
Don't go over.
I will cover the time, and I'm not going to bitch about it or complain and say, "Oh, he didn't cover his time."
Yeah.
But like if you do, I've had a comic do 6 minutes, and
how long is he supposed to do?
20.
Oh wow! So
6 minutes. Okay, I'm leaving.
That's 21%.
But I'd rather have you do your best 6 minutes than try to pull it out of the and stretch it out and just be painful because it's part of the whole show. Because I'm part of the show. You're right. I'm a bigger cog of the show. Yeah. But it's still a show. We are on the show together.
The show is for the audience.
Exactly. And the better it is, if there's a part on that show where it's like, well, that was great, but that 15 minutes really sucked of whatever he was doing, right? So
yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, it's a weird fucking business we're in, man.
So yes, Dion bailed after 13 minutes, by the
way. Yep, I've had similar experiences. You're on Twitter. You're actually a pretty big deal on Twitter. You got a couple followers.
I have a handful,
Yeah, you got a handful.
Yeah, it's at Howie Miller, but the H and the M are capitalized. I don't know if that... Does that
No,
make a
I don't
difference?
think
I
that
don't think it
makes
makes a difference.
Really?
Yeah.
So I'm at Howie Miller, because
Okay,
that's my
so-
name.
Yeah. Oh, okay, good. The fans can follow you there.
Yeah, I know. It's I find I don't know. Maybe I understand it, or maybe I just don't want to understand it. But people are like, hey, my name is Bill Johnson. You can find me at Weaselface.
Yeah.
Well,
Dick Shit Butter. It's like,
Dick
what?
Shit Butter. Yeah.
Why is that?
I want to do your show, but you can email me at dickshitbutter@hotmail.com.
Yeah. No, I'm at Nick McQuick. That makes sense to me.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm at Howie Miller. So
Yeah.
that's my name. That's how people get a hold of me.
I've got my friend Aaron Maslow. He's at Walsam Nora, which is his whole name written backwards. And I'm like, well, that's great for dyslexic people.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
In the mirror.
I don't even think it's
Not
great for
even-
dyslexic people.
Yeah, they wouldn't be able to get into it.
Yeah,
'Cause
they're
they'd be
like,
using.
Maybe mixing up the letters and wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, it's
They'd be using Reddit
Reddit.
instead of Twitter. I don't know. Is that Reddit? I don't know.
I'm not a backwards talker.
I'm trying to do it on the fly. It's just
Taco
not working.
cat
It's
is
not
the
working.
same
It's not
forwards and backwards. I learned that
Right.
yesterday.
So what's the worst show you've ever done in your comedy?
The Quick and Slow Show.
Okay.
No.
Today.
Today. No.
Yeah.
The worst show. Let's see. No, somebody said something really racist, and I kicked him in the face. This is years and years ago. But that
Off
wasn't-
stage here.
again,
Finish him.
because I was killing. I was killing.
Yeah, you were kicking people's heads.
And then just out of the blue, this horrendous racist remark towards Native people. And I'd heard him muttering a little bit before, but then he was just fine. White pride took over, and he just yelled it out at me. And they're like, "You're really going to say that right there?" Bunt.
Oh,
And then they dragged him out, and I would continue with the show. But that wasn't the worst show. The worst show, I'm gonna have to say,
poor show. I knocked a guy out and then closed.
but I killed, destroyed the room. Maybe they were just laughing out of fear. Like 98%,
It's hard to.
there's no winning if a drunk woman's involved. Especially when she's screaming at me, like to the point of I'm trying to set up my first joke.
Oh,
I didn't even get it out of my mouth, and she's yelling at me about, why aren't you making fun of my hair lip?
Wow.
Like screaming it.
She really wanted the show
So
to
I'm
be
like,
about her.
Okay, so I'm not a douchebag. I'm not going to make fun of your hair lip. You're a very attractive woman. No, I'm not. Make fun of my hair. Like, okay, so moving on to the joke. Get the first joke. The crowd's not sure how to take it. Joke number 2 is building up. Please make fun of my hair lip. Like, are you serious? Like, just hammered, but.
So you kick her in the face.
So I kicked her in the face.
Kicked her in the hair lip.
And here's where things fall apart. When the door staff and the bartenders are laughing at her,
Oh no.
and I'm like, so you think that's part of my show, and you're not going to give me benefit of the doubt and ask her to leave.
Oh God, no.
You're leaving up to me to deal with it. And I couldn't. I tried to go through the steps because I seriously don't know what to say to drunk women besides, shut the fuck up.
Besides getting my car.
Exactly. Get in my car. Well, get in my trunk, for one thing.
Yeah, except for a butt tuba is sweeter than just having no boobs.
Ladies and I just want to give a little bit of a shout out to my homeboy Aaron Maslow. He does a lot of the behind the scenes stuff on this, and without him, this podcast never would have started, and it would be the only person listening to it would be me. So thank you very much, Aaron.
That's a normal thing. 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 That's a normal thing.